Welcome back. The campaign finance debate is heating up in Concord. State Senator Tom Sherman is introducing legislation to bring more transparency to political donations made by limited liability companies, or LLCs. Currently, LLCs can make contributions under the same restrictions as an individual, but someone who owns multiple LLCs can effectively make max donations through each individual business. Senator Sherman's bill would not stop that practice, but would require LLCs that make contributions to identify their membership.
LLC loopholes have been used to bypass our reporting requirements, and so transparency is the key. That's how you build trust in the elections.
Governor Chris Sununu has vetoed similar legislation in the past, saying it would have a chilling effect on the free speech rights of LLC owners. Of course, Senator Sherman now holds the distinction of being the first Democrat to take a step towards a possible challenge of Governor Chris Sununu. Speaking first with News 9 last week, Sherman said he's filing an exploratory committee as he considers a run for governor. As a doctor, he tells us he wants to focus on unity and healing the state. In a surprise vote last week, the New Hampshire House agreed to roll back some aspects of the controversial Fetal Life Protection Act it passed in the state budget last year. After some legislative maneuvering, Democrats and a handful of Republicans passed HB 1609 to add exceptions to the 24-week abortion ban for rape, incest, and fatal fetal anomalies. The bill also strikes down the mandate that requires an ultrasound before any abortion.
Decisions that have to be made after a rape, after incest, or in the face of anomalies incompatible with fetal life are among the most deeply painful and difficult decisions that any person will ever make.
Research, scientific research, indicates that many victims of rape and incest take a morning after pill, irrespective of whether that person is pregnant or not. And in most every other case, those who do not wish to carry their baby to term can choose and do choose to terminate their pregnancies before 24 weeks.
HB 1609 is heading back to committee for more work. If it does eventually pass the House, it faces a high hurdle in the GOP-controlled state Senate. And this last week, New Hampshire lost a notable and nationally famous voice in the conservative movement. P.J. O'Rourke was known for his wit and satire. The New York Post eulogized him as the, quote, coolest conservative. He was often seen at conservative and Republican gatherings, especially on his home turf in the Monadnock region. His 1991 book, Parliament of Whores, A Skewering of Congress, is on a lot of shelves in New Hampshire and across the country, but beyond his accomplishments, he was remembered in the Granite State as a highly intelligent, highly irreverent good friend. P.J. O'Rourke was 74 years old.